Many thanks for joining us. You are definitely on Parastatal TV, the station that's promoting the role of state corporations. I am your host, PK Mwongera, and this is the Frontline. Now, this lovely day, we are very much privileged to be hosting one of the top guys when we talk about security matters in this country. He is a holder of a master's degree in international relations and of course a bachelor's degree in arts and a postgraduate diploma in international relations from the University of Nairobi. Now, he started way back in 1989. He has an amazing story because he started as an assistant secretary and rose to the ranks to the position of district commissioner. Now, he was later promoted to the position of senior AP Commander 1 in 2012. That is prior to his current position as the Deputy Inspector General of Police. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about one Mr. Samuel Arachi. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Thank you, thank you. It's a privilege to be here. And we'll start basically by wanting to know, how has the AP's role in the society evolved from way back the days of the village headman ordinance?
The AP traces its roots in around 1902, during the colonial era, and the service has grown from 1902. Basically, for those who may not be aware about the AP service,
yes,
during the colonial era, the British rule, there was a need to control the natives, and therefore the use of the tribal police. Essentially, I would say, and these are my own words, they would look for bullies. And this, the history of the 5'8", must be a tall, strong African male to be able to subdue the African for purposes of tax collection. You've heard about the poll tax, the hard tax.
Yes, yes.
And these the origins of the AP service. With the time it grew to the tribal ordnance police up to 1958, actually, when the AP became more centralized, and the training for the AP then started in Ruringo. In those years, you find that APs were trained regionally. The APs in Turkana would have their own uniforms and training in Turkana.
Okay.
The coast region would be trained in the coast region and their uniforms to suit the climate in those areas. But eventually, in 1958, that's when the Administration Police Act was enacted, giving it now a national phase. And eventually, the central training now relocating to the current Cavalry Battalion 75 in Embakasi Battalion, which was our first home in Nairobi, before relocating to our current training college in Embakasi in 1972. So it has been quite a long history for the AP.
It's a story.
It's a long story.
Now, I understand there are so many benefits that we've seen with the enactment of the new constitution, and I would want to know, how has AP revamped, the Administration Police Service revamped from the enactment of the new constitution?
I remember before the current constitution, which was promulgated in August 2010, the AP was not constitutionally anchored in the constitution. And remember, in those years, under Cap 85, actually the commandant of the AP was the Minister for Internal Security.
I didn't know that.
Yes, this is what many people didn't know. Actually, the then commandant was an appointee of the minister, who by law was the commandant of the AP.
Okay.
Until the current laws and the constitution, which for the first time now anchored the AP in the constitution under Article 243 as one of the constituent services forming the National Police Service. So under the old laws, the minister, who was you remember under the old constitution, a minister actually was a member of parliament.
Yes.
Which meant actually the head of the AP was a political head.
Political affiliations then.
But now under the new constitution, under the independence of the National Police Service, under the Inspector General, and the distinct functions of each of the two services, and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, we are able now much better to focus on our mandate and discharge that mandate to secure the Kenyan people and their property.
Probably there are so many Kenyans out there who don't really understand the structures within the administration police service. Can you kindly break it down for us?
Thank you. Yeah, it has not been understood actually. The structures that we have in place, at the apex of the service we have the Deputy Inspector General, where I sit, and these are positions now which are competitively bidded for, carry out public interviews, and then if you succeed, only to note that you must be a serving police officer of over 15 years in service. Now, from the Inspector General, we have the provincial command. The command now starts with the regions, where we have regional commanders, we have county, and here I want to make it very clear, the regional commands are for purposes of helping the Deputy Inspector General to man the country.
Okay.
Remember, we have two structures of government, the national government and the county government.
Yes.
So the regional commanders, for example, we have 47 counties. It would be quite a challenge for me to listen every morning and every evening to 47 commanders across the country.
Yes.
So we've created a regional command so that we have one regional commander having 3 or 4 or 5 counties where he's able to concentrate on that and then report to me. And then we have the county commands. We have now the sub-county command, which are the former districts, and then we have the wards, the former divisions, and then the locations and the sub-locations. We are represented in that structure. From there we have special units. We have the Rural Border Patrol Unit. RBPU, as we call it, Rural Border Patrol Unit, discharges one of the functions of the AP in law. This is provision of border patrol and border security under the current National Police Service Act. So their work is to ensure that all our borders, from border point 1 to border point 29, Mandera to Kiunga, Somalia, is catered for. The border with Tanzania is well addressed, purposefully to counter illegal trade, contraband, human trafficking, drugs, movement of light weapons and small arms, all these. And we have categorized now our borders into 2. We have the soft border areas which you don't have much problems, and we have deployed officers in these areas. And then we have the Somalia border, which is quite problematic, where we put our efforts now, and we are building capacities of this unit to ensure that we are able to manage that border effectively. And if we do that now, we'll be able to counter infiltration by terrorists, by other bad elements, small arms, trade and so forth, like I've said, so that we're able to secure the country. The second unit is a rapid deployment unit. The purpose, which was actually the first unit that we formed, and it has built a name for itself. RDU was formed principally to deal with the conflict situations in the country where the local establishment, for example, officers in a particular county are not able to deal with a situation that has arisen, and therefore we are able to get RDU as a quick response team to go and deal with the situation and then come back for their other works with further situations. RDU and RBPU currently are deployed along our borders to do this work.
Specifically for that?
For that. There are special units meant to deal with this. The other unit that we have is the Specialized Theft Prevention Unit. Specialized Stock Theft Prevention Unit is a new unit also which was created under the new laws. And I remember under the new laws, the function of prevention of stock theft has been given to the AP. There's a unit which is, maybe I need to add this before I come to that one. The headquarters of RBPU is in Kitui, a place called Kanyonyo. The headquarters of RDU is in Embakasi. And the stock theft, specialized stock theft prevention unit is headquarters in West Pokot, Kapenguria.
Yes.
This unit is specifically meant to eradicate cattle rustling.
Okay.
And then we have SGB unit, and actually SGB is the oldest. Security of Government Buildings unit is actually the biggest unit. For those who may not know, that is where I was actually commandant for more than 10 years before I came here, yes. This unit is situated in Nairobi West.
Okay.
Mbagathi Way. Like the name suggests, this unit specifically deals with three things. First, started with giving security to government buildings.
Yes.
For example, in Nairobi, if you go to Harambee House, if you go to Treasury, key government buildings and infrastructures, you'll find these officers.
Okay.
Second, this is the unit which gives VIP protection to all government officers.
Wow. Okay.
Very few Kenyans know this.
Know about that, yeah, sure.
Yes. This is a unit who gives protection to government officials in the country. Other than that one also, we give security for cash in transit. So movement of this, of money in this country, we are responsible. We ensure that it is secure. That's something that we do.
Sure.
This unit SGB also provides security to Kenya Revenue Authority, customs, all border points across the country, from Migori to Lokichogio. All border points. It's a responsibility of this unit to ensure that revenue is collected. Maybe we can even say, actually, since the creation of this unit, very few people may be able to link it that way, but this one we've seen actually even revenue collection going up.
Okay.
Other than that, another very critical infrastructure for the government, oil pipeline. We have a unit which takes care of the pipeline from Mombasa to Western Kenya. All pumping stations are secure by officers of this unit SGB, so that movement of fuel from the port of Mombasa, and remember, actually some of the countries in East and Central Africa, landlocked country, Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda, get their fuel through Kenya. So this unit ensures that fuel and the pipeline is not interfered with. Remember, the oil pipeline is not an investment for Kenya alone. It has a regional interest and implications. So the security of the pipeline is very critical for the country and for the entire region. This is a responsibility of the AP.
I would want to know, and probably I'm sure there are people who would want to know, how unique is the administration police service training as compared to other police services?
Yeah, one, the administration police training is fully paramilitary.
Paramilitary. Okay.
Yes. The AP service is a paramilitary service. So from the recruit who is in college today up to the commandant, each one of them have undergone a paramilitary training. And what does this mean? Actually, paramilitary means that you are a notch lower than the full military training.
Okay.
Other than the other normal police work, we emphasize on a field craft and skiller terms because of the nature of our deployment.
Yes.
Because we must tackle very difficult terrains. We must deal with cattle rustlers in very difficult circumstances. We are the borders, so we must prepare these people for them to be able to handle those tasks in those difficult situations. So the AP is a full paramilitary force.
Yes.
We emphasize on the hard bit.
Okay.
You could say that actually the APs could be very good hunters for the bad elements.
Yes. So
that's how different it is from maybe from the other police service, because basically they are on narrow maintenance and so forth, which you also train on, but ours we go a notch high in terms of the other operations that we must carry out for this country.
Okay. Now, I would love to know, because of late there's been increase in terms of criminal trends. So what are some of the new training horizons that you're undertaking to be in line with the rising criminal trends, especially right here in the country?
We are talking now about terrorism.
Yes, sure.
And unless we are able to mount trainings, and there's now the divergence of what we are doing to be able to counter the new threats that you're talking about. Terror threats.
Yes.
We are facing them. Then what are we doing in terms of doing that one? Counter-terrorism training.
Counter-terrorism training.
Training.
Is it for everyone, for all the recruits?
One, it is for everyone.
Okay.
The recruits, but two, now you go to the advanced levels. For all teams which are operating in the difficult areas, northeastern, those borders, must undergo counter-terrorism training. This in the border school in Kitui. And then after that, for the advanced tactical courses, we train them in our training grounds in Kitui, a place called Kadolongwe. Very few people know where this is.
I don't know where.
You don't know where that is, eh?
Yes.
So this way we take them for advanced tactical training on counter-terrorism. And then other than that, what else are we doing? We've come up with a now emphasis on formed units. And that is why we established the QRTs, quick response teams. Now, what is happening now in the country, and for the AP service, each county in the country, we have trained one QRT of a platoon strength. These are about 36 officers. This means that team which is in County A, for example, if it is Kiambu, there is that team which has given advanced training, tactical training. If there is any problem in Kiambu County, instead of waiting for reinforcements from Nairobi, that team will be tasked. They are terrorists in a certain building. They will move in quickly and deal with that situation and go back to their work. Every county in the country has got a QRT.
Excellent.
Every sub-county in the country, every district, we've trained a section, a team which is able to react quickly to situations.
In conclusion, I would like you to give us your parting shot, and I would want you to speak to Kenyans, because there are Kenyans who are watching this. And what is the special message that you'd like to give them as the Deputy Inspector General of Police who is in charge of the Administration Police Service?
The first thing that I would want to tell you, Kenyans, is you've partnered with the Administration Police Service to secure this country. We have not done this alone. Like we say, the AP are you, Kenyans, and you are the AP. We are one. We must continue supporting each other for us to be able to succeed.
Well, there you go. There is so much that you didn't know about the Administration Police Service, and who better to break it down for us than the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Samuel Arachi. I'm sure you've learned a lot. Myself, personally, there's a lot I've learned, and I know with time, we are definitely going to be engaging the National Police Service more, so that they can also tell us what is really happening, because it is our role as Parastatal TV to let you know what is really happening we are promoting the role of state corporations. For Parastatal TV Frontline, I am PK Wanjiro.